Great Britain. Last week, Liz Truss announced after just 44 days in office, she would be stepping down as Prime Minister so she could move on to becoming that person who everyone recognizes, but they can't quite remember from where. They're like, did we go to high school? Oh, you were the Prime Minister! Oh, so sorry about that. Anyway, can I have 2 large popcorns, please? And anyway, Liz Truss is gone. And it looks like the UK's got a brand new man.
We begin in the United Kingdom, which is about to get its 3rd Prime Minister in less than 2 months. Just a short time ago, the ruling Conservative Party announced that former Finance Minister Rishi Sunak won the race to become party leader and Prime Minister.
Rishi Sunak will become this country's first ever Prime Minister of colour, first ever Asian Prime Minister, and first ever Hindu Prime Minister.
Rishi Sunak, not only the first person of colour to walk through 10 Downing, also the youngest Prime Minister here in about 2 centuries. Really a historic day.
A former investment banker, he and his wife are reported to be among the country's richest people.
It is the greatest privilege of my life to be able to serve the party I love and give back to the country I owe so much to.
Yeah, that's right. The UK's new Prime Minister is former Finance Minister Rishi Sunak. And he's Indian, he's Hindu, and he's only 42 years old, which means he will probably serve well into his 42 and a halves. Easily. And let's not forget another important first. He's also the first Prime Minister who's an absolute snack. Yeah. Oh, look at you, Rishi. And before you're thinking, oh, is he? Don't forget who came before. Don't forget. We're moving on up. Now, of course, not everyone in the UK is happy about Rishi Sunak taking the top spot and making history. And it's not because of his policies or because of his personality. No, there are some people who have a problem with something else, as this caller to a British radio show so eloquently explained.
Is the real problem here, Jerry, that Rishi Sunak is a brown man and you don't trust him at the top of this country?
Well, could you imagine him going to the Scottish Nationalists and being the Prime Minister of the Scottish Nationalists? Could you imagine me becoming the Prime Minister of Pakistan or Saudi Arabia? No, these things matter. I'm sorry you don't like it, but this is predominantly, we're talking about England, right? 85% of the English people, yes, are white English people, and they want to see a Prime Minister that reflects them.
Yeah, this guy has a good point. Can you imagine if white English people wanted to rule countries where no one looked like them? Oh, that would never happen. Can you imagine that world? What would that world be like? Now, you know what's so funny to me? It's funny how racists always say, oh, colonization was fine. It was business. Until they feel like they're being colonized. Then all of a sudden it's like, something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. You're not even being colonized. The guy is British. What's wrong with you? You know, if you ask me, British racists are looking at this whole thing all wrong. This could be a good thing for you people. After 400 years, you'll finally get to legitimately blame a brown person for your country's problems. You're living your dreams. Wake up. I mean, there is a part of me. There's a part of me that feels a little bad for England's racists. No, because remember. They voted for Brexit specifically to keep Britain white. And that vote started a 7-year chain of dominoes that has now led directly to an Indian Prime Minister. Oh, man. Yeah, they're probably like, oh, this is certainly a rich irony at my expense, isn't it? Yeah.